What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? And welcome to the Retired Hoodrat podcast. Woo, woo, woo. Live on Detroit is different. I'm your host, comedian T.Barb in the building. If this is your first time tuning in, don't forget the Retired Hood Rat podcast is about retiring from being a hood rat, but relapse is a part of recovery. Whatever your story is to get you to the next level, that's what we want to talk about in a plain and real way. And today is even better because we leaving some of that behind to recap what has been going on in 2023 already. It's 6 weeks in, time is flying, and it's been a lot of shit happening. So we're gonna talk about it. We are going to today. We have our guest in the building, my dog comedian Kevin Johnson.
What up, dude?
He used to be called as Kev, but
It's
he didn't
Kev.
grow up.
Yeah, you know
He
what I'm
didn't grow
saying?
up.
I got to make sure the checks come to my name. You know what I'm saying? I want them to say Kevin Johnson on the check. That's it.
Kevin Johnson, talented. And we have my homegirl, also known as the Bestie, because it's my best friend, Kalita, in the building, Cali Days.
And good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
This is our new and trending topics expert. So whenever we want to know exactly what's going on, we gonna kick it with the Bestie because we be kicking it.
I'll take titles, but yeah.
You the one, you are Hollywood unlocked. Today we have an interesting show. Like I said, we're gonna talk about everything from high ass Beyonce tickets, what celebrities died, who had a baby, and let's even talk about some of the police brutality that we act like is fleeting, but every year
Man.
seems to be right back on the forefront. So we know what happened in Dallas. But before that, especially for my new listeners, we kick off the show with the Retired Hood Rat word of the day, which is my chance to be inspirational, to get into a few things and be the I love the ghetto. Then we do, don't be laughing at that kid. That ain't funny.
Go ahead and do your thing, man. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to be inspired.
Then we have our hood rat prayer before we're going to get into it with our guests and talk about our recap of 2023. And today, what has really been on my mind for the word of the day is alignment. Alignment, alignment, alignment. And what I mean by that is that so I've been watching all of these cult documentaries, right? And if a person really knows me, they know I am addicted to prison and cult documentaries. For some reason, I love to watch this stuff, right? And I'm watching about this cult, and it's just talking about how subtly, I cannot think of the name. It's on Hulu, and plus we don't advertise shit that don't pay us. But it's a good documentary on Hulu. Just scroll, and it's about some college students. One of the dads moves in, and he manipulates the whole household. We are talking about pre-med students. We are talking about the brightest of the brightest at one of the brightest institutions. And next thing you know, these people have went crazy under the guidance of this man because he was the psychological expert. And it made me think about alignment. It made me really think about when you're around certain people, you tend to do what they do.
Mm, mm.
Meaning that meaning that a lot of people start doing hardcore drugs because everybody around them is doing crack and cocaine. I'm not saying that that's the only reason, but it's more likely that you're going to align with the people that you are around. So if you are aligned with people that make you feel like you're not funny, you're not good enough, your self-esteem should be lower, you're not beautiful, versus being aligned with those who encourage you every day, who make you feel like you somebody, who don't mind uplifting you, then that means that you're going to be in a better place. So be careful who you align yourself with. The people you align yourself with also will have uh a big factor on what your goals are in life. Meaning that if you hanging around a whole bunch of bums,
Mm.
you not gonna feel like you gotta go harder. You gonna feel like you didn't did the damn thing because the people around you that you've aligned yourself with are doing so bad that you just think you on this pedestal. And you might not be doing but this much better. It stops you from attaining or reaching for higher things. If you align yourself with people who feel like this is the limit, I'm getting ready for tour. getting ready to plan out this tour, trying to, do what I got to do, the Live to Laugh tour. Be on the lookout for it. We trying to put some things together. And I was talking to my lawyer. My lawyer put all these things in my head, like, yo, you could do this. And I'm like, what? No, she like, I think you can do it. She put that seed in my head. And now I really do think that this is the way this is supposed to go. I went to the Traverse City Comedy Festival. Kev was there as well. We went out there and I was like, damn, this is something to align yourself with. This is a goal. So always think about alignment when you're getting friends, mates, even your job. Does this job align with who you are? Does this job align with the goals that you really have set? And are these your goals or somebody else's goals? Because that's the last point I want to touch on, is that, I had a habit of making other people's goals my goals. And I just learned this. This is new. Everything that I usually speak on is something I'm going through. And I know at a certain age, sometimes we're embarrassed to say, hey, I really been doing this. I have been taking on other people's goals, making them my own. I have been submerging myself in other people's stuff that don't have nothing to do with me, and just becoming the head of this that didn't have nothing to do with me. I done just jumped in, took on. Now I'm upset when it doesn't go this way. Why shouldn't I never jumped in? That wasn't my thing. And then made people who I jumped on with the savior when really I was the one being used. Right. I'm being used for your dream, your goal, and then I'm upset with myself. So sometimes you have to just really be true to yourself. When you go into these situations, say, hey, is this really what I want to do? Is this really my goal? And hey, are these people aligned with what it is that I want for myself? So that is our retired hood rat word of the day. Make sure you tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a friend. Every Monday at 9 a.m. we are live on YouTube, and you can hear us on all platforms: Apple Music, Apple Podcasts. That is our number one platform. So make sure you tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a friend to tune in to the Retired Hood Rat podcast. And if y'all ready, we are on live with our guests. We got the Bestie in the building.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, I got to clap.
Yeah, gotta give him some love. Gotta give her some love.
And
6 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast.
Oh, and she on the West Coast, so we love her for that.
Oh, that's dedication. That's love right there.
That's love. That's
she love
love.
You. Y'all are besties.
And give it up for comedian Kevin Johnson, also in the building.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me, man. I'll come out whenever you need me.
Oh yeah, anytime. I love you. Okay. If you are driving, because disclaimer. I don't want to be responsible. Okay, I'm not gonna be responsible. So here we go. Dear God, thank you so much. We are so thankful. We know that an attitude of gratitude brings so many blessings, and we are thankful for everything that you do. God, we just ask that you align someone with the people, the places, the persons, the things, the locations that they should be aligned with, and also show them when something is not in their path, when something is outside of their circle, when something is outside of what they're supposed to be doing. Give them a tap on the shoulder and remind them to align themselves with what you want, with your way, and let you have your way in their lives. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Hey. I can pray.
Oh yeah, go ahead. You better pray it up,
girl.
Yeah, I take my hat off when I pray, so you know what I'm saying. I was taught to take my hat off, so that's why you see me putting it back on there. Now I'm looking raggedy.
Okay, you can't hear us, Kalita? I can hear. We having a little technical difficulties, but we are going to work this out because this is the way that it happens on live radio.
Hey, sometimes you just got to keep moving. You know what I'm saying? Got to adjust on the fly. You know what I mean? Do your thing. You got this.
We got this because I'm also doing everything. It's your girl T.Barb. Don't forget, if you want to advertise with us, it's T.Barb Entertainment at gmail.com. And if you are interested in finding out where I'm going to be, including every first Wednesday at the Detroit House of Comedy, hit me up at T.Barb T.Barb is funny.com. That's T.Barb is funny.com. Don't forget, every Thursday you can catch me in the Metaverse Horizon Worlds Ladies of Comedy Museum at 11 p.m. And every first Wednesday of the month, I'm at the Detroit House of Comedy in Plano, Texas. I'm on my way to you, as well as Houston, Texas. So go to my website so you can check that out. We got
working out here.
Bestie. You can't hear me, Bestie? Okay, I don't know what's going on with the technical difficulties. I don't know. We just had heard you. Okay, we're going to come on. Let's get into this 2023 cares. Let me ask you this. As a man, what has been like one of the main things, and not even just as a man, as a Kevin.
Just as me. just me.
Just as you. What has been like one of your biggest things that you was like, damn, 2023 already?
That's really it. January, like I mean, I'll be honest with y'all. I mean, like this is a year. I just got a DUI. So you know what I'm saying. Your boy was a little bit naughty. You know what I'm saying. Had a couple sips after the show, and so I have to do a lot of community service. So far, I don't get all that out the way, man. And now it's like I'm happy because I could focus more. Like you said, we did the Traverse City Comedy Festival. Sometimes God will sit you down, like, all right, then stop doing this over here. You need to focus on this over here. And that comedy festival has really opened up some doors, and we got a lot of networking done. I mean, we had big fun too down there. You know, if you follow me, you can see some of my karaoke singing going on. Me, Josh Adams, Mike Larry, Jason Jameson, Melanie Hearn. We all shut it down. You know what I mean? Just performing. But I mean, 2023 it just opened up the doors to be like, all right, then we are ready for the next level. That's what I came back from the festival feeling like.
Oh, wow. So look, we got to talk about this even before we get into these national topics. We did the Traverse City Comedy Festival. Shout out to Sam Rose Entertainment and Duke, Mike Jeter. It was an amazing experience. It was in Traverse City. I think they said 80 performers that came out, and it was amazing. And I think that when I talked about alignment, that showed you where you can be lined
exactly.
with. And just gave us some things to look forward to. So shout out to Traverse City Comedy Festival from a comedic point of view.
I mean, one of the things I also saw there is like there's so many different ways to be successful in comedy. From there, we got to meet people who did leave Michigan, you know what I'm saying, and found success. And we've got people who just focus on social media and have a lot of followers just from that and make money from that. And he just got little tidbits of information like, damn, like maybe that's what I needed just to hear, just to get me over the hump. So, I mean, I found a lot of focus and, like I said, reassurance that like this is what I'm supposed to do. You know, this ain't. I'm not going back.
So you started 2023 with some alignment. Just saying this what you're supposed to do. Bestie.
Good morning. I'm back. Can you guys?
You back? We can hear you good, girl.
Man,
you go,
clear.
Girl. You go, girl. You go.
Guys were networking and aligning things. That sounds good. Sounds good.
Come on back to me. It's okay. I want to say that for this year, I feel like, once again, I agree with you, Kevin, that the signs were there. And I think that if you really pay attention to what's going on in your life, you'll see little signs. You'll see God putting this person there or saying, hey, maybe you should think this way. It's almost like you ever like people have unprotected sex and then the condom commercial come on like, did you use a condom? What about if I get pregnant? And you like, damn, that was God.
Start to sweat.
Like, damn, not right now, God. But let's get off into some of these topics too. I'm going to ask you about some of these topics. So first off, I don't even want to start the national topics with anything that's just too sad, but we got to go ahead and do it. Gangsta Boo.
man.
Gangsta Boo, Memphis rapper, legend known with the 3-6 Mafia, one of the first
Come
female
on, man.
rappers. And she died at 43, linked to a fentanyl overdose. It was a big thing about the funeral, with people saying some of the 3-6 Mafia members did not attend, or Glorilla, who is the new hottest
Right,
rapper, that she came late. What's your thoughts on the Gangsta Boo passing?
man. It's tragic. I mean, it's almost like every generation has a drug that kind of takes over, and while you're in the middle of that epidemic, you don't understand how dangerous it really is. You know, like the '80s, you had crack, and meth started coming later, a little later on. This fentanyl, man, I don't. It you gotta not even just celebrities, but you gotta understand like that comes at a price. Yeah, you could have a lot of fun. I haven't tried it. You know what I'm saying? And it may be a lot of fun, but it's not worth it. It's too many people dying from it where it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't care how high it is. Like crack it has to be great. You know what I'm saying? Because most people who are on crack, they don't get off crack. It's a high that they chase forever. Same thing with heroin. It's a high that they chase, and it must be great, but it's not worth it for all the things that go along with it. You know what I mean?
I think with fentanyl, it's a couple things. One thing is that some people don't even know that they're taking fentanyl. That's what makes it just so much more dangerous. You could think that you are smoking a blunt or doing some heroin or
Right,
something that
right.
you know about, and it could be fentanyl that they cut it with. So
Yeah.
that's what I hate about that. Another thing is that I will say this, and I don't want to say, because like you say, each generation does have its drug that it used. One was crack,
Yeah.
one was heroin or opioids or psychedelics
Oh
back
yeah.
in the day.
Oh, aerosol cans. I remember that too. It was like,
Damn.
damn, we can everybody sniffing Lysol, but yeah.
They still doing that. What they doing, the thing with the whips. The whips is a thing.
Yeah.
So drugs have always been around. What I think is that the drugs are getting more dangerous. I think that they're getting cheaper and more accessible. And I think that some of these drugs are meant to really have you in damn near coma. Like the pills.
Yeah.
What you feel about the Percocet epidemic right now? I mean, and don't get me wrong, shout out to Jack Funny, one of our comedy brothers, super funny guy. I've never met him in person, but I am a fan of his work.
Right.
But the perk dance,
Yeah.
I go back and forth with that, how I feel about that. Even though I think the dance is hitting, I do.
You say you like to dance.
Yeah, perk 50. But I just hate that they saying perk 30.
Yeah.
Perk,
Pop,
because that's
pop the perk 30. Yeah.
that's putting it in people's mind. Hey,
Yeah.
let me try a perk so I can dance.
I mean, it's amazing. Something like the music. I am a Christian, so I do believe that sometimes that the devil can use music. I mean, he can use music to kind of hypnotize people. That's why you should watch the music kind of that you listen to, because it does open up to you. It open up your mind to receiving some of that stuff. And like even and as far as it getting, you said about the drugs getting stronger, stuff like that. We have a generation right now who wants to always overachieve. Like we do. Like we have. I feel like especially in Detroit, we got a generation of savages raising another level of savages
Ooh.
to be more savage, and it's like.
I mean, come on with it. I'm
Yeah, I
listening.
mean,
I'm following.
I mean, that's it's, and so smoking weed, even smoking weed. I've been smoking weed a long time. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like you all have to get super high on the weed. Like you have to dab, or you have to.
Man, listen. I remember. And I know you remember this. This is Auntie moment,
Come
right?
on,
Come on, Auntie gang. Make sure y'all leave them comments if you watching live on YouTube. Listen, I remember, and I'm so glad the Bestie didn't chime back in, right? You remember when we used to smoke these little skimpy ass blunts with all of the tails, right? What Kev was saying is that this generation now, they do everything in excess. So even with the weed, like they can't just smoke weed, they gotta dab it, they gotta add this, it gotta be. People are putting 2.5 grams in one blunt, and we were smoking a 0.3.
Right, man. I remember shoebox weed. We had to clean the weed in the shoebox and let the seeds fall out just to get this much high. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like none of the weed has seeds, which is great. But like, you gotta smoke all of it now.
Yeah, because I don't smoke anymore. But the thing is, that's probably one of the reasons I don't, because I can't afford to.
It's
It's expensive as hell. I used to keep a Nick bag, my baby, for the whole day. It was the morning and the evening. Now it's like, So perk 50.
man.
Kalita, let me ask you this. Well, Bestie, that's her
All
podcast name.
right, man.
Let me ask you this. Do you feel that we were talking about just how this generation has just taken fentanyl, because we mentioned the gangsta boo topic, just taking it to another level? Do you feel this is just indicative of every generation, or is this generation just going too far with the drugs?
Well, I think it's indicative of every generation. You got to remember, we had the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. There was some type of phenomenon based around a drug that kind of steered the whole world, so to speak, right? I think the difference with this generation is that um, it's being televised. We have social media, so people
Mm.
can see everything. They tape everything. And then I think there was also some type of discernment back in the day where you didn't want to really be on camera if you were in a certain limelight in a certain way. Now these dudes are like literally on stage with their eyes rolling in the back of their head, and it's TikTok dances. I just popped the perk 30.
That's what we just talking about. Perk
Mm-hmm.
50,
You know,
perk 60.
and so it's fun. It's what I'm saying. But if you go back, even in our music, in our day, people was popping ecstasies and all this other stuff. You go back further, it was a movie. You know what I'm saying? You go to the 60s, they was doing every goddamn thing. You know what I'm
Man. Yep.
saying?
Heroin.
Heroin. What you say? What you say? Perk 50. I just popped the perk 50. Perk 60. I popped the perk 60 to perk your dance. And then listen, did you see? Okay, so this gonna segue us over into the Super Bowl. And we got Kev here for the
Oh
be the
man.
man.
Oh man.
Did you okay? So one of the NFL players from one of the teams did the dance. So on CNN, they said he did the stanky leg. Jack Funny and them was mad, like, that's the perky leg.
The slanky leg.
They put that on NBC.
Yeah.
He ran the touchdown and do the stanky
Kelsey.
leg.
Yeah, Travis Kelsey when he caught his touchdown.
Where's all
But they did. Now they tried to make it look like the stinky leg. The guy was fanning his leg to make it look stinky, but it's the same thing, man.
It's the perky dance.
the
It's the
remix
same
of
thing.
the stanky leg?
Yeah. You
You
know
said
what?
what? They saying they trying to say that the perky dance is really the stanky leg.
Oh, I didn't know that. Didn't know.
Yeah, man.
I think I'm Googling shit, so I thought I knew what was going on. I didn't know that. Thank you.
Well, no, that's just according to CNN. We don't know. So let's talk about the Super Bowl. So we found out that Rihanna is pregnant.
Man,
Oh, come on.
ASAP is tapping that back to back to back. Oh, yeah, bro.
Honey, it ain't none of our business.
It is now. The Super Bowl done made it our business. No, you know what I'm saying. But congrats to them both.
As far as her being pregnant, they got the money. They young, they rich, they fly.
Yeah.
They're not relying on nobody else. She's trying to knock it out so she can get that body done one time. I know what's up, Rihanna.
That's kind of selfish, though. I think she did that selfishly. Like, you knew you was pregnant. We want to see you dance. I mean, nobody want to see Rihanna walk. I like for the whole halftime, 13 minutes of walking. No, I mean,
Rihanna says she TikTok, and that's what y'all do these days. Y'all just like to use hand gestures and shit.
So what about Kodak Black saying that Uncle Trump said it was the worst halftime performance? He called him Uncle Trump. Reminded me of a little bit of Uncle Tom, but what you think about that, Kalita?
You can't take, since we're talking about drug use, you can't take Kodak Black serious. I mean, he is the epitome of drug use, you know what I'm saying? And chewing pills, he say he a gremlin. We can't take gremlin serious. So we don't worry about what's his name? Kodak Black has to say. But what I was saying is, she's TikToking on stage. That's what y'all like to do now. Everybody goes to the club and TikTok dance. Y'all didn't want to see her do that at the Super Bowl, I'm assuming now.
Come out and help you rock it. And I mean, it was all right. It was all right.
She didn't have anybody else come out.
It was basically her in the same red belly. I mean, pregnancy I don't know what y'all call it, outfit,
maternity outfit. She got
maternity.
paid. She
Yeah,
got paid.
she did. That's what I'm saying. She took that money. Like I'm a little bit upset. All right, maybe it's just me personally. You know what I'm saying? I done seen some cold halftime shows. Like even Stevie Wonder got up and kind of rocked on when he did his halftime show. He told me she can't do nothing, man. All right. I was surprised that she started with can I curse on here?
Yeah.
I was surprised she started with "Bitch Better Have My Money."
Bitch better have my money.
I was at a party. We all bet on the songs that she was singing would be the first song, and most of the people bet on the Wakanda song. But I was like, nah, she ain't gonna do that, man. But
you know what? To me, she could have started with that just to bring it kind of slow. I was picturing her coming up out the ground, like lift me up, and then bow. Bitch better have my money after she get lifted up.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna start with like "Run This Town Tonight." That was what my bet was. That would have been a cold ass song to start it.
Would you, Bestie? Were you satisfied with that performance?
I think Rihanna did well. I liked the performance. I think it was a good way. She said that she had 13 minutes to try to squeeze 17 years worth of work into a halftime performance. I think she did what, sounded good sonically and what would kind of run together. You know what I'm saying? She gave us a little bit of what she know her core base wanted. She also catered to her other side, which is the dance community. She had to do it all. And I think she knew that we didn't want her to lift nothing up because she couldn't lift nothing up because she's up. I'm glad she didn't do the lift it up. I didn't want to hear that shit. Not on.
Only thing about that song, I'm gonna say this: the honest to God truth. When you listen to the radio, like another request for "Lift Me Up," you like, bitch, ain't nobody requested.
Come on, bro. Come on.
We ain't at no funeral.
What it's worth, but I don't want to just be at this, like, okay, now.
Man,
Nah.
He forced you to be conscious at the time, man. I'm over here high, man. No, he's trying to.
You know what I'm saying?
Lift me up. Okay, moving on. The Super Bowl, the Chiefs actually won the Super Bowl 38-35 over the Philadelphia Eagles with 8 seconds left. So I'm pretty sure that people were excited on the edge of their seats. Meanwhile, I was erasing emails. Like the shit is crazy with the email erase. Next, for real. Have you ever let your emails really like bag up? That shit take days.
Yeah.
I'm talking about I'm back in 2016. Like what you say, bitch? I'm reading shit I ain't never read.
I gave up. I mean, let me look at my notifications right now. I think it's like 1,800 emails. Yeah.
No. 1,800 ain't shit. I had 22,000 on my Google account.
You're right. My fault.
And 8,000 on my.
18,000.
What you got? Let's see.
I lied. It's 18,000.
Oh, yep. You up in the club? You in the club.
I'm not even going.
What kind of storage plans y'all got over there?
It's probably junk mail from like Qdoba, and I got Red Lobster coupons and everything.
I got 20 emails and Google telling me I need more storage. So I'm just trying to figure out what y'all got.
Probably so with Google. I just found this out and we're gonna hurry up. So they do docs, pictures, and the email all in one. So the email was only a small portion. And the pictures wasn't, it was the videos that were in my iCloud that was taken. So I had to do all that. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. I want to get off into a little bit of this police brutality, which has been plaguing us. Of course, we got to talk about it just a little bit to bring some awareness. Memphis police beating. We had several. This was the first time where they were black police officers. Everybody, not just some.
Right.
Because we've seen a black officer or a different nationality officer at almost every scene, but this time all black officers beat a young man to death. Tyree Nichols was killed in a traffic stop. It is alleged that one of the officers used to date his ex-girlfriend, and a few of them were also Q dogs, which is one of the Divine Nine Omega Psi Phi. Thoughts on this, Kalita, about the Memphis thing?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I have not watched the video. I'm not gonna watch the video. I read the transcripts. I've scrolled through some articles. It's for me. It's just like it's it's almost like you have PTSD. I'm tired. And then it's gross and it's just disgusting to see that, it's Black officers, but beyond that, you know, because people always want to, oh, here's the caveat. There is no caveat. They're hired to do a job. You did
Right.
not do that, and they should be held to that standard. And then and everything else, they fuck boys
Oh, oh, I like that.
right there. And I really don't have anything else to say about it. It's disgusting. It's no excuse. Um, they deserve whatever they get. I hope they get what they deserve. And that's just what it is. I'm so tired of this. Like, it's exhausting at a certain point. And it's like, for us to continue to just have to live through this, and your kids or whoever scroll past this on their timeline every week. We are addressing some type of police brutality, you know what I mean? But y'all worried about Rihanna's performance. I'm talking about Donald Trump and all these politicians and abortions and all these other things that are not so much making the world go around, so to speak, but the small things, while they distract us from stuff like this. I always say they try to distract us from what's really going on. And
No, I totally agree. Kev, how did you feel about that, Memphis?
So it's a few things. I mean, I don't know how much time we got. I'm gonna just try to touch on a couple things, a couple real quick. One, I think about if the guy didn't die, if Tyree never passed, they would have taken that black man to jail for whatever, and he would have just been. How many times has that happened where it wasn't recorded, where black men have gone to jail over some garbage, and now they're in the system, their whole life is messed up because of it. The brutality, I don't like that. I don't like that they keep showing it on TV. So I mean, it almost makes it makes us numb to it because it happens so often. Like you said, every week is somebody else's name. We have to put in a hashtag. At what point does as a country, I mean, that's hard because we got so many different lifestyles, and of course, some people don't care if the police brutality stops at all. So, I mean, what can be done? I mean, we talk about reform, we talk about defund, and it's still them. It's a systematic problem. So how do we fix that? I mean, it's disgusting.
I think that so they have a new documentary out called what's not new, the 1619 Project.
Yeah,
And I think it's on Hulu, and I think it's a must watch for people. And the reason I say that is because she really delves deep, not just into the slavery narrative, into the residual effects that we all have. I'm talking about from healthcare,
right.
from pregnancy losses,
Mhm.
from the fact that gynecology was started on the backs of black women's bodies, meaning that he killed and tortured thousands of black women just for us to have a pap smear today, and he gets all the credit and black women don't. And that's where the idea that we don't experience pain came from,
All right.
because in order for them to do the vile things they did to our bodies with a conscience, they had to in their mind say, well, they're not experiencing pain. So because a lot of people, the reason I really wanted to talk about this one just a little bit is that this was the first time we seen all black officers. And so remember, before it became a racial issue, but now we have to understand that race is not just because you're this race, it's the systematic
Yeah.
oppression that has been put on us that affects us no matter whether we black or white. That's why we think we less than, and we look to a white person as better than us off the rip. A lot of us. I'm not
Yeah.
saying
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, well, yeah, absolutely.
Can I chime in one thing?
Uh-huh.
Because not just that, but also this is also kind of indicative of the characteristics of a lot of police officers. You was a punk, or you didn't get what you wanted, so now you have this badge, you got this
And
power, so you
yeah,
use your authority, you know what I mean? And so that doesn't, you don't see, I hate to use this, they didn't see color in that instance. They saw power. They saw power and control over somebody. And if there was a personal agenda behind it, oh, they turned it up. And then one of those guys, I did read articles, I just can't watch the video, but one of them has been disciplined by the fraternity for overly hazing in the past. So he has some type of issue. You know what I'm saying? With control and power and wanting to dominate over people. Maybe he want a boyfriend. I don't know, but it's just too
A
much.
lot of people. That's another show. That's gonna be another show. Whether they want a
I
boyfriend.
was trying to lighten it up a little bit because it's
No, no, it's for real though. I believe it. It's our 2023 a recap of 2013. You're listening to the Hood Rat, Retired Hood Rat podcast with your favorite Retired Hood Rat. Don't forget, relapse is a part of recovery. Make sure you tune in every Monday at 9 live on YouTube and Thursday on all platforms. And for all things T.Barb, www.tbarbisfunny.com. All right, let's go to this one. Okay, from Memphis to Atlanta, Houston. Let's talk Takeoff. So Takeoff is a rapper from the Migos who was killed in Houston, and he was in an outing with the Prince family, mob ties, and Takeoff's killer allegedly posted a $1 million bond, and then now we have a Jay Prince and Offset beef. I watched the episode of $1 million Worth of Game
Okay.
about this with Jay Prince and Jay Prince Jr. and another guy, and I call bullshit. Bestie,
mm-hmm.
what is your thoughts on all of this going on?
I'm gonna just keep it real. I think that Jay Prince, you know, for him to be whoever that he's been solidified to be is going outside. The internet is really ruining our OGs because everybody feel like they can get on the radio or a podcast and just talk what used to be business, right? Stuff we don't need to hear about. I just think in particular, you know, I see it in both sides because I guess, you know, in a certain light, it seems like they're going on a campaign to clear their name and to make it known that they didn't have nothing to do with X, Y, and Z. However, it just looks very like, it looks crass. And then for him to be an OG and to get at Offset on the internet, it's whack. I think it's what he said is clout chasing, you know, whole ass shit to quote Jay Prince. No sucker shit. I feel like it's some sucker shit. Like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like in the wake of that, his family is still grieving, and now we beefing on going back and forth on the internet. The man ain't even been dead a good 6 months. It's kind of ridiculous, in my opinion. I
it,
don't know.
it really is.
What's the turn? Nigga got the court documents highlighted, circled, twisted, talking about how tall a nigga was and he had a gun. And I was so confused after a while that I gave up. I was like,
Uh, you could kind of tell that it was somebody who was used to talking in circles and nothing was to the point. It wasn't like, yo, my such and such had a gun. He shot at such and such grabbed such and such. It was like, yeah, cause my man, you know the one guy, he in the indictment. I ain't gotta say his name, but his name right here, but I won't say it, but it's the one guy. And then the guy was in the back seat and I was at home sleep.
right.
See, and then the one guy, see, but if they wouldn't have done that, and if the one guy wouldn't have done that, and he knew about guns and guns is everywhere. And I'm like, what?
It was just very,
Yeah.
it was, you know, this was contradicting himself. The longer he talked, and that's what I was telling my husband. I said they should have condensed this because the longer he talked, he started to contradict himself. On one light, you don't have to check in, that sucker shit. Then on the next light, but if you're moving with people, you protect it. Then on the next light, we're not responsible for your protection. We can't control the crowd. Well, which one is it?
Which one is
That's how the police catch us. They just let us talk. They ask one question and just let us talk. And like, man, I don't understand it. I'm glad I'm come from the generation I come
Yeah.
from. Like we just came part of this technology. I don't, like you said, I don't need everything on camera. That's part of it. Kind of hurts me as far as like with the comedy stuff because I mean, there's some people who are free with just being live, going on. Me on. You don't need to see nothing or know nothing. I know information is power.
Well, the thing is, I think that with us is that we have mastered, like for me, people think they know a lot about me that they don't. So I have mastered being able to show this and go live and do this without them really, really knowing certain things. And I think that's something because even when you go back to certain murders that they blamed on, well, they was live but that's just a part of this generation. I think that it is very unfortunate what happened to take off. And I think that people just need to take accountability. I want to give a shout out to Wallow on $1 million worth of game, because he just was not letting them just. I ain't saying but he spoke up like, nah, y'all have a history of this. This is not the first person. What about the dice games? He asked some hard-hitting questions that, once again, Jay Prince, you could tell that, this one of them guys that's probably beat an indictment or two talking in circles. So it's just sad. It's unfortunate. And I think we need to call them to the carpet a little bit.
And then on a lighter note, like to chime in on what Wallow said at the end of it, and Gilly chimed in eventually, but I'm just keep it real. Migos was like the Black Beatles, okay, of this generation. You guys have no business gambling with regular niggas. I'm sorry.
Come on. Why?
Ever catch Jay-Z in the room with my broke ass shooting dice? It's just not gonna happen. And even if I came with 20 stacks in my pocket or 30 stacks, that's money, yeah, on the street level, but it's not to you guys. And so even though we think we can walk around and everybody love us, they don't. And when you're losing your money and large amounts of money and egos and stuff is going around, and you're not in a crowd amongst your peers, and that's what you said, right? Alignment. You have
alignment. Align. All right, we gonna switch to, what about the Grammys? The Grammys, Kev, did you watch the Grammys?
Well, I tuned in and I did see the hip hop performance, and I caught Lizzo's speech and stuff like that. I'm happy. I feel like now more people of color are winning these categories. You know what I'm saying? And our music has always been good. We didn't just get good at music.
No, we've been music, and that's one thing the 1619 Project talks about.
Yeah, I mean, this not something new. So I mean, to see that Beyonce, the queen of the Grammys, more Grammys than anyone else. I mean, that's incredible. You know what I'm saying?
It's a Beyonce, more Grammys. Lizzo, first Black woman, and what did they say? A century. Even though our music is the music, it's not even our music, it's music. We dominate music.
Right.
Any music, and they even went as far back in the 1619 Project to show how we like that that we joke about as comedians.
Yeah.
That came from Black people. That came from Fisk University. That was their way to get into some European concerts. They started that genre of music. So it just was amazing to find out. What about the hip hop? Khalida, did you see the hip hop performance? The 50?
Yeah.
What was the sigh about? Okay, let me ask you. Did you like it at all? I mean, it's 50 years of hip hop.
Queen Latifah forgot her words. That was so funny. That was terrible.
Right. It was good to see a lot of the legends recognized. I do think significant people was left off. Who represented the South? Where was Snoop Dogg at for the West? I love Too Short, don't get me wrong, but how you ain't got Snoop Dogg on the 50th and what is this, the 50th anniversary of hip hop for the West Coast? Or you don't have Lil Wayne or the Hot Boys or Master.
The Hot Boys.
I mean,
so Master P wasn't on there?
No.
Nah.
We hear no make them say nah.
Let's see. They had Ice T.
Lil Baby represented for the South. The newest.
No. Master P and Cash Money, we know firsthand. They started a thing. That's
because y'all was down there ratchet. You know what I'm saying?
First. I went there. I went there to meet them.
No, I'm just playing.
I went there. Listen, let me tell you. I went to college. I went to college to meet Master P. Honestly, swear to God, it just sounded so ghetto in the songs. I was like, "This gonna be the perfect place for me. I'ma thrive."
My Mecca.
What'd you say, Bestie?
When I met Tiff, she had 3 CDs: Anita Baker, Master P, and I think the Hot Boys.
It was a hell of a mix, wasn't it?
Get OD.
That's funny.
No. Swear to God, it's true. All our bumps, all that made crack like loud as fuck. I ain't give up. Or then you hear body and soul.
But like it was funny is like we've been on road trips for comedy and like the songs you be going in like you know all the lyrics and I mean this should be punking me like you don't know this.
Like, nigga, you don't know how to crack like this, like
man.
Listen, I I try and tell y'all I'm a much refined version of myself right now. You may think it's wild, but this is very refined who I am today.
Man,
Meet me in 2000 and see what it really was
he
doing.
said something different.
Hell yeah.
Man,
One day, Khalida gonna have to come on and tell a story. Man, I was fighting dudes, taking chains. Remember, I was taking
You took
pictures.
somebody's chain?
Absolutely.
Dog.
For real, Khalida, did it happen?
I'm about to sit on here and Jay Prince myself. I don't know what you
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah, I was about to
Okay,
say
okay.
you definitely see.
We passed the statute of limitations. You ain't take the chain, I took it. And really, he gave it to me because he owed a debt.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother story. Anyway, we gonna move on. We
I
talking.
was saying, don't get yourself indicted. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we are
Because
talking.
you don't know what the statute of limitations is. You just guessing.
I am guessing.
Right.
It's a recap of 2023 live on the Retired Hoodrat podcast. Don't forget, check in every Monday at 9 a.m. and tune in every week, including next week, where we'll be talking about should you quit your job? Is quitting your job the optimal thing to do, especially if you're chasing a comedy career? And I'm going to be talking with Kevin again about that. So make sure you tune in to that episode. Let's talk babies. Babies.
Oh.
Babies. Listen, Bestie done set us up real good. We just talk babies. So this year already, everybody's humping around. We have Janae Aiko and Big Sean had a baby.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
You know you got a clap button.
Oh, yeah, I do. This is what I was doing.
Ass baby. That's some spiritual ass, gangster ass, rapping ass little baby. Singing ass, rapping ass, gangster spirit.
You know what? I love that. I love that. And also, let's give a shout out to some people. Biggs need, I don't know how to say that. Good morning, Big. And shout out to my dog Robert Yarbrough, also known as Bobby. He says he's here, and when we started talking about the Memphis police, he said I can't do this one, so he chimed out. He said it was too much for him. Okay, so Janae Aiko, Big Sean has a baby, Keke Palmer.
I love
Right. She did SNL pregnant.
Yeah.
She said this is the best her skin ever looked.
You know,
Man, it's
Natari Naughton from Power.
I never got into Power. I'm sorry, black people. I'm sorry.
That's another episode. We're not gonna do that today. Keep going.
Summer Walker.
Summer Walker had
Summer
twins.
Walker.
She said
Summer Walker seemed like she's gonna be a bad baby mama.
she said her goal was to have a lot of kids before she turned 30. You know, she taking care of them.
Are they all with the same guy? Who is she pregnant by, Khalid?
I don't know. I was some. The first one.
I know she got a lot on TikTok, so I see a lot of her with her, baby. I guess the baby daddy, her man, and she been doing all types of. She kind of like a ghetto girl, like a ghetto girlfriend. And those kind of girls I like, you know what I'm saying? Them hood ones who do freaky things for you and her man. So I understand why she'll probably keep a bunch of kids coming out. You know, she got that kind of energy.
That kind of energy, huh? And I know
I just need some.
Erica delivered these babies, helped her to deliver these babies again. So she's her resident doula. That's hard to have Erica Badu. I mean, that's some shit I couldn't say. You know what I'm saying? So we had who else? Diddy, Baby Love is here.
Oh, Baby Love.
We're gonna skip over that too because we ain't got to know this. Keisha and Gucci Man had a baby, a little girl.
Go up.
Now let me ask you this real quick because I know you're going through the list. Gucci and Keisha, right? So it's been a big thing about them saying that Keisha does not show the other kids. She claps back by saying that other kids don't want to be shown. If you watch their social media, it does look like it's just Gucci, Keisha, Baby Ice, and the new baby.
Well, her other kids are adults though. So who cares?
I was just asking.
That's all I got to say about that.
Wouldn't care anyway. And from what I'm understanding, I don't know too much about it. I heard allegedly, Gucci's other son that he don't really address or something has special needs or something. We ain't never seen that kid. I mean, so I don't know.
Never seen him. Okay, next one.
Right. Let's move right. We had John Legend and Chrissy Teigen. This was their rainbow baby after she had lost the baby last time. So congratulations to them. R&B singer Jessie J. She's having her first baby. Paris Hilton welcomed a son via surrogate. We had to put Paris Hilton on the list, because she's Paris Hilton. I thought
We gotta put Paris. You knew that Paris is one of them. You knew Paris wasn't gonna pop it out. You knew it was gonna be some glam, extravagant designer baby.
that's it. Hey, listen. If I could rhinestone my coochie and let somebody else have a baby for me too, I would. Why not? That's what
Is that what she did? Hold on, because I'm
no.
I'm about to find this video.
Rhinestones on it. My shit gonna be cute, and y'all could go have the babies. You bust it open.
Wow, I gotta see that.
And knowing her, she probably had like her eggs put into this lady vagina. You know what I'm saying?
Eggs with Prada bags.
Probably in a Shell tube or Hermes tube.
Yep. And pick the sperm of the highest ranking official. You know she had to go out with a bang with that one. Okay. Also, sadder note, we're mixing it all in. This is our 6-week recap of 2023. Ricky Smiley. Son was found dead. I think he was 33. Brandon, and Ricky just said, I don't know how people even go through this. It's just too much. Yeah. Did we get any information as to how he passed?
I don't think. They just said they found him unresponsive in his home. I know I watched one little clip where it was so sad, but he was so strong. He was talking about, like, this is the last thing I'm gonna be able to do for my son, which is go buy him some t-shirts, some socks, and some underwear. And he said, and I'm so used to just being a dad. He said, I almost threw a toothbrush and some soap that I had on the counter and some deodorant in the bag. And he said, I'm taking this to the mortuary to bury my son. I was like, damn, I had to log off on that. Very sad, I should say.
That's the parents' worst nightmare.
To be the one that, you want your kids to bury you. You want it to happen that way. You don't want to have to bury your children. And then I can imagine you guys are in the limelight. You got all the lights and speculation around it. So I guess he's just jumping on it and being transparent before people can spin his story for him.
Yeah. I mean, that's the best way to do. Rest in peace to him. And just really, because we see so many comedians that lose their kids.
Man.
And we've experienced a few friends of ours that have.
It's a little bit sadder because in our profession, we are our own business, and it requires a lot of sacrifice for us to go out and do things. So we miss a lot of events and stuff like that. And I don't have any kids myself, but I'm sure, Ricky has done some shows where I couldn't be there for my son's things and like this. And those things you try to make up for later on in life. Like I'm sure he was in a spot where he's not working as much. He's more established. He's getting paid more, doing less. And like I said, that time that you sacrifice then, you think you're gonna get that later on, and for that to happen to him is, it's really tragic. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we do have a friend, also another comedian friend, who lost his son Martini, and it still, affects him, to this day. So you just, I pray for you, I pray for y'all, man. I pray for everybody, really, but you feel for him, man. It's sad, especially one of our comedy brothers, man. But like.
It is a sad situation. We got some comments. Shout out to Rocky's Reality, my girl Rocky. She said it would be nice to see a full Gucci family photo, and she commented it is heartbreaking. With regards, it would be nice to see that full photo, but we gonna hold on to that with the icy family. Moving on, here is some positive news, and we were just talking about Black music dominating. Missy Elliott and Tribe Called Quest nominated for a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Well deserved. Missy deserves all the accolades. Missy is influenced in every type of genre of music. I don't care, every video that's out. She was innovative. She was doing it way before all this technology existed. Like now they can just stand there and act like they have on the trash bag. Missy was wearing trash bags.
Come on.
On up with a vacuum cleaner at the video.
Oh, I knew it was something.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
I knew it was something about the Grammys. I forgot.
Go ahead.
What?
About the trash bag. So my guy Sam They
Sam,
said that his performance was unholy. I didn't see his performance, but I saw the outfit. He
Mm.
was dressed in a trash bag and he looked like a spade.
yeah. He had fake hips in his and all that. Like, yeah.
Put back to Missy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. That was so ghetto.
Clown shit. Some clown shit. Anyway.
Yeah, Missy got nothing but bangers. Like you can put Missy's like best of at a club and still be rocking for 2 hours straight, different songs. Not everybody. I know some of her videos, dance moves. Like I love Missy Elliott, and she
And
is
so and Tribe Called Quest is historic in hip hop culture as well.
absolutely.
Great classic songs. You know what I'm saying? World tour. You got, great, great, great inductees. So congrats.
Bonita Applebum, Electric
I mean,
Relaxation.
I was happy to hear the Tribe Called Quest. Missy, once again, they both totally deserved it. But I do like when sometimes they go outside of what's just been super commercial. Tribe Called Quest has some commercial hits, but they've been just true to their identity. They've never swayed from their style of music to appease the masses.
Yeah.
And Missy brought the masses to her. Because
Mhm.
when she first came out with that stand, doop, doop, that was new. That was a new sound. That was a new look for a video. She was one of the first, women to come out with that look and with that type of music. So we definitely
Even
champion
her
her.
style of rapping was kind of mixing 80s and new school, and she always end with something he. It's like, wait a minute, that's not really a rhyme, but it's still dope because it's Missy Elliott. You know what I'm saying? She changed her own style, and plus she worked with Timbaland,
Oh,
Timbo the
one of the
king.
greatest producers of
that's
our generation.
great music. The Timberland Magoo era, Missy,
Oh
yeah,
man,
Genuine. Like I could. Ooh, that was good
That
music.
was the best music, but every generation think their music was the best. Okay, let's try and power through just a few more of these because this is our 6-week 2023 recap. Don't forget, every Monday at 9 a.m. we are live on YouTube, and you can catch us on all platforms every Thursday. Don't forget to tune in next week. Should you quit your job to pursue your career? And we're gonna talk specifically comedy, the downs, the ups, and all of those things. Real quick, Gabrielle Union. She felt like she could cheat because she paid all the bills in the marriage.
So she says in her first marriage, listen
She's
to this. She says in her first marriage, she felt entitled to cheat because he didn't pay for it. So basically, this is my pussy because I pay for everything, including this pussy. You ain't even got nothing on it, so you can't say nothing about it. I'm like, wow.
Kev, what you think about
I'm,
that?
that's hilarious. But let me tell you this: I'm a firm believer that it's your pussy anyway. Ain't
no, I'm
shit
just
I can
saying.
do
I'm
if you
joking.
want to give it to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care how many women have told me, it's yours. It's still you still gave it to somebody else. So it's yours. I didn't grow up with that. You know what I'm saying? You just let me get it for this time, and I appreciate it.
It's yours currently, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's on lease. You know what I'm saying? You just got to go back to the factory. get watch somebody else. Somebody else.
I think, I think, I think Gabrielle Union. Somebody got to hit a stop button in her camp at some point. Like you done already told us you eating Dwayne Wade's booty. I mean, we
Oh
don't
my
hear
gosh! What is
everything.
she doing?
I don't want to hear everything. I don't care. I don't want to know certain things from Gabrielle Union. I don't want anything. I just want her to be in a movie and be in a role. I want her to stop divulging. I don't want her to feel safe to divulge anymore. I'm tired.
Yeah, don't be an open book no more. Just
It's too much. Can you imagine Dwayne Wade, 7-foot ass, leg?
NBA legend spent over.
He ain't bending over. He doing butterfly style.
What's that? Oh Lord, I just had to envision it. Butterfly style.
Oh man, his ankles by his head.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nah, he putting his feet together and
There's some wild shit
But
going
she
on.
looked aggressive, like she grabbed the back of his knees and just push him back, dog. Like,
ugh, that sounded real personal. It's like, no. Okay, let's talk the price of these Beyonce tickets because I sure put this on the thing. Beyonce tickets. I think some people say they starting at about $400. You going to see Beyonce for $400-500?
hell no.
I am.
You are?
what y'all say. I'm going to see.
Go ahead then.
No,
the most decorated Grammy artist now. That's what them tickets gonna go up some more.
Well, I think I did get tickets. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna
Treat yourself. Go ahead. Congrats.
But there was a process to it. I won the lottery and I was able to get some tickets. I was in the lobby like 10 minutes before pre-sale time, and there were already 3,000 people in front of me. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm going my Beehive voice. I'm just playing. But so this is historic too. Even this is historic because nobody has done this before her. They had to roll out pre-sales in every single state, give out a lottery like they do for the Jordans and shit when y'all want to go get y'all shoes, and hope that you can get your thing so that they wouldn't shut down Ticketmaster, and to keep the robots and keep people from buying the tickets and then reselling them at a ridiculous price. So she did try to at least regulate it for people that didn't want to spend, $5 to sit on the floor. They're not all $300 tickets. They did full tickets, and
maybe they out of those tickets. And I know that I'm probably on one of those secondary ticket places, but the highest ticket is $13,000 each. And that is a clear view check. You'll be seated together for 2 tickets. The Beehive B. They have the Club Renaissance package, 9,100. And then they have some lower levels, some cheap seats for 2,800.
That's it.
The cheapest I see is $850.
That's it.
But that's as of right now. What they're saying is the tickets are in high demand. You have to be ready to purchase them right away. And I champion her. I think she has always set the bar higher and higher. And when she sets the bar higher, it makes it better for other artists to get the money they deserve. Oh my God, this hour, we ran through this hour fast. We didn't get to everything, but that means that every 6 weeks we have to come back and give our recap. Let me ask you this, Bestie. First off, thank you to my bestie for coming on. This is my real life bestie. 2023 favorite moment so far.
That I'm alive. My children are healthy and happy. I just, it's too, you put me on the spot. I don't know. We talking about all this death. I ain't got on drugs and I ain't popping the Park 30. And that's what I pray.
Hallelujah. You gonna say you put me on spot and favorite moment of 2023.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just take the comedy festival.
Okay, Traverse City Comedy Festival.
Yeah, that was. It was an amazing experience, and because I got to work with my new crew, the Jokes on You tour. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Jokes on You tour.
Mike Jeter, Ricardo Williams Winston, Rob Jenkins, and Big Cam Rowe. We out here doing it. And Tam White too. And make sure I give her credit too.
Let's do it. Where can they follow you at, Kev?
Follow me on pretty much all social media platforms. It's Kev, ITSKEEVVV. So that's 1 K, 2 E's, 3 V's. And on YouTube, comedian Kevin Johnson. But I'm on TikTok, Snapchat, all that. And comedian Kevin Johnson on Facebook too. So
on Facebook too. Bestie, I know you don't want them to follow you, but new vlog coming soon.
We got some stuff in the works that we're working on to try to get something to y'all on a regular basis. So
let's do it. I love you. Thanks.
I always have a technical difficulty and y'all work through that. So thank you guys.
All the time, because it's me. I'm the one doing all the work. I'm working through it.
You're aligning.
Shout out to you, T.Barb. You should see her I get to watch her while she's doing all of this, going back and forth, touching buttons.
Right.
She's working 3 computers.
Podcast, right? She on 2 switchboards. She does
and her phone. She's doing everything.
Imagine her doing all this shit while she drives. She does that.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Come on, man. You are one of a kind. I'm happy to work with you anytime. Too.
Oh my God. First off, let's keep it real. They are not going to go on me, even though I am doing everything. So shout out to Detroit is different. This is the Retired Hoodrat podcast. We will see you next time. Don't forget every Monday, 9 a.m. If you want to keep up with me, go over to my website, T.Barb.isfunny.com. T.Barb.isfunny.com. I made a mistake and said that wrong. It really was dot. T.Barb.isfunny.com. Don't forget every first Wednesday, catch me at the Detroit House of Comedy. You can get your tickets at where? T.Barb.isfunny.com. Don't forget to go download my new audio album, T.Barb Live at the Independent, or watch the video Scoochie on the Coochie. Until next time, love you guys. We'll see you. We out.